Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. And today we are back with a series of Dusks. They added a new expansion which also brought a new ending and we are gonna be checking that out in today's first half of this episode at least. The second half will be covering something else, but more on that later. But yeah, we have a new expansion and I'm looking forward to what this ending is gonna be about, cause the last one was already very interesting and very visually interesting as well. Yeah, I'm mega curious about what this new one is gonna be. But before we head into it, on the previous part we covered a tiny little anecdote, which was pretty short and pretty interesting by itself, about a guy called Zima, or a bird called Zima, or both, I don't know, yeah, we covered Zima's anecdote and it was pretty interesting, but it had one thing that kinda confused me, and that was the setting of it, like the island. They called it the Devil Island, but considering its climate and everything, and that the actual Devil Island was something that was placed in, or actually exists in reality on the like northeastern-ish coast of South America, close to the equator. Yeah, I don't think a tropical island fits wherever Zima was on, but someone who gave an interesting answer in the previous episode was at Anmihur, aka Mihail, who said, "Huh, that was a pretty nice story, suitable for the character you could say." Also, I found some interesting details. The Suvorin mentioned at that timestamp is probably referencing the real dramatist, publisher, and journalist Alexei Suvorin, or one of his sons, Boris or Mikhail, who also were journalists. And also, Alexei was a friend of Chekhov. Yes, it's his gun that is always hung on the wall. So I was right about the Chekhov's gun thing. Okay, good. Anyway, speaking about a Chekhov, Journey to a Distant Island that was mentioned at that timestamp, in reality is called the Sakhalin Island, and that suggests that the Devil Island, where most of the events of this anecdote happen, is the Sakhalin Island, which also was used as the place to send political prisoners in the 19th and 20th centuries. And about Mr. Mishka. Mishka is just another word for a bear, and what is really funny, in Russian there are a lot of words for a bear, including but not limited to Medved, Mishka, Misha, Topkin, Stomper, Kosalapi, Clubfoot, and Medvedische, and etc. Also, I like to think that Gatian thought that name they wanted him to meet Zima, Burb, when in reality name they wanted him to talk to Zima, and that's why the conversation seemed a bit strange, because Gatian is talking to the Burb, while the real Zima is staying silent. Anyway, thank you for the video and good luck with the voiceovers. Considering that the comment is a couple of days ago at this point, the voiceovers are done, but regardless, thank you very much. The pirate story for Arcanists is covered. I am free now for a whole month, and we can do all the Let's Plays again at the normal schedule. But yeah, thank you very much for all of that, because yeah, I was confused about what the hell that island, or where the island was supposed to be specifically, because of the naming. I wonder why they used the Devil Island name then. Was it maybe something that maybe in some reference material from another country it's called the Devil Island, or maybe it's a local thing? Maybe I don't know. But the quick skim over the wiki page that I did for Sakhalin Island is number one, the island is on the far eastern coast of Russia, past on the other side of Siberia, essentially, close to Japan as well. Went through quite a tumultuous past of its ownership and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's, I believe, fully under Russian territory. And crazily enough, the island is pretty large by itself. Like, has a population of 500,000 and so on. Pretty wild. But yeah, like you said as well, the island, I don't remember the exact year. It's been like 3 or 4 days since I read the wiki page, but I believe somewhere around the year 1850 or 60, it started to be a penal colony, at least a part of it, for prisoners from Russia, and that persisted for a while. So yeah, that checks out. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder why they used a different name then for it in Zima's story, because again, if they would have used the actual Devil Island, that would have been a tropical climate, and the island that Zima was on definitely doesn't match a, you know, more tundra-esque environment, snow, and stuff like that. But yeah, very interesting. Regardless, Mihail, thank you for all of those interesting little tidbits. Much appreciated. Alright, so, Series of Dusks, and like I said, we have a new expansion. Just like the previous ending, you do not need to load in the expansion to have the ending. I did look up what I need to do, or specifically what event I need to trigger, and what options I need to select in the event to pick up the item that I need. And it's very simple. Very simple. In the first corridor, get the random event, get the item, and then at the end, instead of going with Lorelei, you talk with Valentina, who is there, and you select an option that is on Valentina. And that is pretty much it. That automatically should then trigger the new ending. And that's as far as I know. That's pretty much all I know. I haven't read anything or seen anything, but it does incorporate something very interesting. Also, very quickly, for people who haven't played this mode so far, maybe, or something, just a little side note, this will be very useful for myself as well. They also added this little thing called Craftsman's Favors, which essentially, you can see it here in the top right corner. It refreshes every week. You get 8 of these back, and you can store 16. And essentially, to explain it in a most simplistic manner, you pretty much play, and for the number of corridors that you went through, you get a corresponding number of these favors back. So if you just pass the first corridor, you will get 2 keepsakes back, and the keepsakes go for this. This is pretty much that. You're pretty much unlocking, you're pretty much unlocking the reward tree for the thing here, and that's that. So TLDR, faster progression. You get the rewards faster out. Oh, and speaking of, because I haven't played this thing since last time, because I basically, when I was starting to think about to play this in my off time to just progress through the rewards and get Lorelei, that was also around the time when I also heard about that a new ending is gonna be implemented, so I kind of abstained from playing. So I have more, you know, I have more chances to get some footage for the Let's Play and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm literally 2 steps away from Lorelei, so I guess that at the end of today's ending we can grab Lorelei from the whole thing. I also reminded myself very quickly about the different endings and how they were going for the previous encounters. Ending pretty much just to TLDR them in broad strokes. Ending 1, or rather, every single one of the endings begins with the same thing, aka Lorelei playing on the conch, and then it diverges depending on if you did not have an item, aka ending 1, or if you had specific items ending 2 and 3. If you did not have an item, Razor appears, the Foundation or specific member of the Foundation is pissed at Zemmelweis, and in ending 1 you end up fighting Razor. Razor pretty much points a middle finger at the Foundation, telling the chick over there that she's not his boss, and at the end Zemmelweis does go back to the Foundation as she turns herself in, essentially. Ending 2, with the little cup item that you have with yourself, it resonates with the conch from Lorelei. Zemmelweis and Lorelei end up helping Razor Squad with some matters that are happening in Vienna, and you end up fighting an angry mob of soldiers with cannons. And she returns then to the Foundation. And ending 3 is, again, a new item that also resonates. Zemmelweis gets almost killed by the Foundation by the trigger switch that is placed on her heart, but she survives with the same trick that Valentina survived, aka Valentina also shows up in that ending, and Zemmelweis ends up fighting pretty much her inner demons. That is probably still my favorite boss battle in like design. That amalgamation of Zemmelweis and her alter ego Bella just like breaking apart or fusing into each other. That looked cool as hell. Pretty much like a oil painting. But yeah, anyhow, we have a new ending, so let's head into this, shall we? Now, I don't know on which difficulty I want to tackle this. I don't know how strong this ending is gonna be. I think the last time I played on difficulty 5 or 6. Let's go with 6. And let's see, I'm gonna set this up and then we begin.
Vienna. It's been so long.
It's been so long indeed. Okay, we are here. I did select the eager hoarder thing. That fits so well. But yeah, let's see. So I need to hit one of these, and it needs to be a very specific node. So let's see if we can find it. That is not what I needed, but let's see. An old record. Semmelweis passes a record store when someone gently lowers the needle and time stands still. Art participates in this moment. She can't help but stop. Something is calling her. A feeling beyond words, beyond text. It roars, laughs, tempting her to break free from the shackles of consciousness, to join it, to become it. Also, I don't really remember which of these I saw before and which I didn't. So apologies if I'm repeating some of these from previous parts of the Let's Play. Entering the shop through the front door, recover 25 stimulus, make a detour, lose 80 coins, obtain 1 random artifact. Enter the shop through the side door, discard 1 selected artifact to obtain 80 coins. I'm gonna go with the detour. That gives a random artifact. Hunter's Belt. At the end of a round, allies who have not actively cast an incantation gain 1 stack of Anticipation Precast. At the start of the next round, generate 1 of own rank 1 precast incantation. Stackable. When a non-resonance artifact is within range, gain 1 additional stack of Anticipation Precast. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna read these new text blurbs later. It would be a bad idea grabbing those trinkets.
That was an interesting experience.
Well, that was not what I was looking for. Second chance? Also not what I'm looking for, but this thing I remember. Alright, considering we are not lucky, we go again. That's not what I need, but that's new. Begging children. On today's street, many things may tug at your sleeve. Be they peddlers, scammers, or troublemakers. Semmelweis cautiously shifts her gaze only to see several dirty little hands. Lady, please have a heart. You'll be rewarded. It turns out to be a group of begging children. Choose 1 artifact to discard, maybe it will pay off? Sure. If not distributed fairly, simple goodwill can become the seed of conflict. Take it, but remember, this belongs to you all. The children do not reply, they immediately chase after the child holding the treasure, disappearing from Semmelweis. On today's streets, many things may tug at your sleeve. Oh. Okay, that repeated. Leave, obtain 1 random common artifact, sure. Golden Pin. Can be tempered by Bloodthirsty Hammer, okay. At the start of the round, for every 3 incantations in the spell dock, grant 2 stacks of verve to all allies. Is this a gift of thanks? It seems the old saying of good begetting good rings true in the most deprived places.
That was an interesting experience.
It was. What about this one? Also not what I'm looking for. Convenience services. Roaming in the city with a whole pocket of coin is not a wise choice. These shiny little things can attract crows, or even robbers when there's a considerable number of them. Luckily, this Arcanum-powered stone sculpture standing at the corner of the street can help solve the problem for you. And even yield a profit, by the way. Is this Lion a new service of the main bank? Deposit 50 coins collect interest on your next visit. Okay. 150, collect interest on your next visit. Sure, doesn't matter. I don't question the reputation of main bank, but short-term high interest, is there really no trap hidden in the Stone Lion's mouth? I'll verify it later. Gold isn't my primary concern right now.
That was an interesting experience.
That was, but we didn't get the encounter we need, so we go back. A broken pocket watch. A pocket watch, abandoned by someone or something, lies by the roadside. The glass is shattered the minute and hour hands have stopped. But does it matter? Semmelweis looks at the jostling crowd, the banners strewn on the ground. If time indeed stands still, perhaps it's better for Vienna in its current state. Repair. Lose 10 stimulus. All companions recover 50% HP. Examine. All companions lose 40% HP. Recover 20 stimulus. Okay, the reverse. Take no action and encounter. Sure, first option, why not? With a click, the back cover of the pocket watch pops open, revealing a piece of white crystal. There's a crystal hidden inside. Semmelweis smiles knowingly. She knows that white crystal has always been a favorite of the upper class, both a beautiful, tasteful accessory and a universal remedy for dispelling bad luck and protecting health. I remember that it can be used to calm the mind, purify energy, and clear thoughts. It should prove useful for the journey.
That was an interesting experience.
Sure, but we still didn't get it, so again we go. What is art? A page is lifted by the wind, then falls to the ground. Semmelweis picks it up, as if picking up a past, a memory, a poem that should not be forgotten. That is art, the very source of life, generously praising the era, yet ultimately also devoured by it, torn and chewed up, spitting out only a few bones. Aha, admire the painting. All companions lose 30% HP, obtains stamper box. Okay. Ooh, what the shit is this? Shopping time item price 10%. A small box filled with replicas of the crests and seals of various reputed families. For those in the know, there are countless ways to maximize the value of this little box. It is indeed beautiful. As the last drop of indigo paint vanishes from the woman's eyes, Semmelweis seems to perceive some essence from it.
That was an interesting experience.
Indeed. What's on the next one? Again this thing, not getting lucky. Hey, there we go. A frantic noble. A Viennese noble wielding a conch is recklessly flinging coins at passerby. The people hit by the money scramble away in panic. No one dares pick up the coins from the ground. Take it, take it. If you take this money, I'll be happy. And yeah, we are getting the conch from here. Listen to the conch's voice. Do you want this conch? No, only this conch brings me joy. You can't take it. Take this useless money and go. Forget it, it's just a single conch. Don't waste your time. There are more pressing matters waiting for you in Vienna. Lose 50 stimulus. Lose all stimulus if there's less than 50. Obtain little conch. And that's the item we need. The little conch. At the start of the round, gain a shield with attack times 200 HP. A delicate conch shell identical to the one held by that young girl. She once vowed to sing for every wave and every note. This is one of the ways she keeps her promise. And if I remember correctly, I should have paid closer attention to it. I believe the conch she has is blue-ish or something? So this definitely seems like a different one. Anyway, after much effort, Semmelweis finally convinces them that joy takes many forms and receives the now useless conch in return. She swears she can only handle 3 more eccentrics today. Okay, and with that, we are now set to actually just keep on going until we get to the node where we can either talk to Lorelei or to Valentina. So let's keep progressing. Okay. A noisy suitcase. Semmelweis just wants to rest her feet, but as soon as she sits down on the suitcase, it begins to chatter non-stop about itself. It boasts of being made from precious mahogany, about the high value of the emerald cups, agate and red jade within it, and repeatedly emphasizes the fact that it is currently unlocked. Encounter a hard battle? Mark with warning danger. Not battle required. Get the corresponding reward directly. Oh, proof of poise if I had that. Lose 50 coins, recover 30% HP and 30 stimulus. Let's do the battle. I'm not interested in the treasure, but all this rustling is beginning to vex me greatly. Semmelweis abruptly lifts the lid of the box, hoping to shut the chatterbox up. The critters lurking inside have been waiting for this moment. Okay, what am I fighting? Oh, golden... Alright. Interesting. Fountain of Fate. Semmelweis stands before a strangely shaped fountain, subconsciously staring at the water. Naturally, her reflection isn't there. She can only see a sign and a few lonely goldfinch coins at the bottom. The Fountain of Fate grants the wishes of every traveler. If you're generous with the goldfinch coins in your pocket and ask sincerely, you might get an unexpected response. Of course, if you wish or the way you wish doesn't please the fountain, be careful. It may charge you an extra fee. Since you're already here, why not give it a try? 50% chance to gain 30 coins, 50% chance to lose 20 coins. Throw in. Sure. Well, I got it. Semmelweis throws a few goldfinch coins into the pool and makes a wish. Soon a pair of hands made of water reach out to grab the coins. In the direction it leaves, a shadowy vortex appears, with countless goldfinch coins leaping within. Whether she can get them depends on the sincerity of her wish. Semmelweis stands before a strange... 60... chance to lose 40. Got him. The wish itself isn't terribly interesting, but that shadow? I want to see it more clearly. She throws more coins into the water. The shadowy vortex expands and more coins appear. And more goldfinches appear, opening their little mouths to chirp noisily. Let's see how many I can catch. Okay. 50% chance to gain 120 and lose 100. I lost. The surface of the pool trembles violently, and a pair of hands made of water reach out, grabbing Semmelweis' pouch tightly. You've been here so long and won't spend a single coin? How about testing your luck with me? I'll make sure you lose everything. A few drops of water splash on her hand as a warning.
That was an interesting experience.
What do you mean I didn't spend enough? I've already tossed a lot into there. Traveler's gift. Semmelweis, busy on her journey, is stopped by a voice. The owner of the voice is a young boy, ragged but with clear eyes. He opens his palm and a note appears before him, a list, a gift from a fellow traveler, from which she can choose whatever she wants. Curio. Sure. Root of Refuge? When Incantation Symphony reaches level 2, all allies gain 2 stacks of wheel. Triggers only 1 time per battle. Damage taken reduction plus 5% stackable up to 50 times. Okay. Oh, and another gilded hand mirror. Okay. The boy rummages around, pulling out a small gadget from the basket. He nods, signaling for Semmelweis to take it. I never expected to get this here. Thank you.
You never know what's around the corner.
You never do. Another treasure hunt. Alright. Obtain 1 accessory. A morale pipe. By the way, what a design. A pipe full of matches. Okay, I think I already have this thing anyway. And a wooden kazoo! Nice.
You never know what's around the corner.
So there's a wooden and a metal one. Noted.
Poetry.
Oh!
You, me, and our opponent.
Oh! It's our friendo! Hi! How's it going? Is he actually... Hold on. Can I... There. Scarecrow guest. Nice. Alright, we are here. So let's see. If I talk to you, Valentina always seems to be in full control, as if she never considered that Semmelweis might refuse her. Lorelei smiles and extends her hand towards Semmelweis as well. Yep, there it is. Travel with both. Path to conclusion. The ultimate joy. Well, Semmelweis doesn't even need to come up with an excuse. Betting on both sides is naturally the safest and most effective investment. Well, here we go. After I do some shopping. Oh, here we go. Our little art appreciation tour of Vienna is just about over. The lurking vampire has shown herself right on cue, dragging the story toward its final act. It's nearly time for a rendezvous with Manus Vindictae. Must not be late. They can be as paranoid as the Foundation, worse even.
Let me ask you.
Tell me, Semmelweis, will you join me? Huh. Is this gonna be the ending where she actually goes to Manus? Or do you still intend to place your faith in little Lorelei? Betting your future on a song? No. With that soft reply, the girl in restraints shakes her head. The unbuckled straps sway with the motion. It's time I said goodbye to my dear little musical note. Uh-huh. A line no one expects, bringing on a shocked lull to their conversation. How unexpected. I'm glad to hear it. Only why now? I thought you were worried about her condition. Of course, I love my little musical note. Every musical note. That's why I mustn't play favorites. There are so many other musical notes that need help. Isn't that right, Mama? Papa? Oh yeah, right. This is also a thing. Literally just triggered in my head as well. The thing of that she keeps talking to the conch, and we keep talking to the conches as well on the maps and stuff like that. And it's either at the beginning of the adventure with the game, it's the old rough dude speaking, and later it's the old lady. So the theory of being that she's speaking to them. Anyway. Do you both intend to continue discussing this, as if I'm not even here? I haven't decided to go with anyone. No one intends to decide for you, my little musical note. You're free. You always have been. Free to help whoever you want.
Oh.
Oh, Papa, why have you tapped my shoulder? Out of time? So soon? Ah, of course. We must leave right away. Sorry, my little musical note. Sorry, Valentina. I don't think that ever triggered in my head, but yeah, she keeps calling Semmelweis her musical note, but Valentina is Valentina. I must leave you. The flood is coming. I need to gather everyone, or else we'll be swept apart.
See you, Semmelweis.
I thank you both for bringing me here. Godspeed to you both. Until we meet again in another world. With the splash of her steps in the puddles, Lorelei turns and walks toward her riverbank. Okay, for a second I thought I was misreading that. Her riverbank.
Oh?
I see. Well, then the only question remains whether you are still intent on reviewing your options. My offer stands. My hand is outstretched. If you'll take it. Uh-huh. A sigh and a flicker of resolve form on her lips as Semmelweis locks eyes with the vampire before her. I've said I'll consider it, but first you need to tell me how to complete the transformation. And I won't be wearing that mask. Wow, is she actually gonna accept Manus here? How long have I been waiting to hear you say those words? Wonderful. Then you must accompany me to the opera house. Manus Vindictae should have control of it by now. There we will complete your transformation. Okay, we're going back to the opera house. Same as in the last ending. The hysteria of the era, all the twisted bodies, chaotic scenes, and feverish minds are hidden behind the golden curtain.
Oh?
Something's happened to Heinrich. He wouldn't be this late. I do hope he's alive. I had intended for him to help me show the sincerity of Manus Vindictae's offer, after all. Could be that your Heinrich's been shot in some alley on his way here. Given the state Vienna's in, I wouldn't be surprised. Forget him. I don't have time to spare on your demonstrations of sincerity. Can't we just begin? So impatient, my pet. You'll soon have more time than you know what to do with. Oh, there's Lindsay. Begin what exactly? Miss Emmelweiss? A familiar voice cuts in over the comm, tinged with anger. I think we can skip the explanation. I've warned you again and again, and you still chose to ignore my orders. You leave me no choice. Yep, here we go again with this. A scarlet light flashes from Semmelweis's chest, radiating out a blast of intense pain. I'll be submitting a full report shortly, including a record of this conversation, and the part where you repeated insubordination earned you a scorching heart strike. I'm sorry it has to end this way, Semmelweis. Lindsay, you... As Semmelweis collapses from the pain, Valentina kneels beside her, a teasing smile on her lips as she rests a hand over the smoldering spot on Semmelweis's chest. Calm yourself. I won't let this be your end. It isn't time to exit the stage just yet. What? For the first time, her smile fades. Genuine surprise flickers over her grey face. You've already completed your transformation. Oh? Black mist billows out from Semmelweis's chest, erasing even the acrid scent of scorched flesh. As it clears, Semmelweis stares up with a look of similar surprise and confusion. What?
Valentina.
What just happened, Valentina? Don't give me that look. I'm afraid this isn't the surprise I intended for you. Someone else must have helped you complete the process. But who? And there's the MVP. The familiar melody sounds from somewhere close.
Interesting.
Ah, that's how this conch comes into action. Basically, you hear her sing through this thing while she is singing into her conch. You've been carrying the shell with you this whole time? Of course. Such an obvious answer. Lorelei can hear you through that shell. It stands to reason that you would be able to hear her too. I wouldn't count on it getting anything else from it. You've used up all her blessings. Lorelei, she was helping me all this time?
Imagine that.
Think back. When's the last time you spoke with your inner voice? Bella? Are you there? Her irksome shadow is silent, not even a twitch of thought or muscle, as if she never existed at all. Oh, that's interesting. After being exposed to Lorelei's song for so long, even a thick-skulled rock like you would embrace a little emotion.
Congratulations.
I suppose congratulations are in order. We walk the same path now, you and I. That's it? That was easier than expected. Semmelweis feels for the fading burn in her chest, struggling to find its familiar pain. Lindsay, you're still listening, aren't you? I have nothing more to say to you, a traitor. to a traitor, and I see no reason to listen to one either.
Why?
Won't you let me explain? Just a few words from someone who wandered, trying to survive, trying to find a future. Your Laplace research updates on my condition were always just to placate me. I've known that for a while. And yes, I freely admit it, I've weighed my options between the Foundation and Manus Vindictae to determine which offered me the best chance at survival. I admit, once I learned that being the Infected would grant me arcane skills, I began to lean towards Manus Vindictae. And now you're a full-fledged Arcanist. So what? Are you about to have a change of heart and beg to come back to the Foundation? It seems like the right thing to do. Are you saying my little heartfelt confession failed to move you even a little?
I'm offering you a deal.
But if you refuse, then it seems there is only one way left, to turn to Manus Vindictae. Setting all other benefits aside, I would have preferred the Foundation. What a shame. Damn, she's actually going to Manus in this ending? A fully transformed Infected. I know that the researchers at Laplace would love to run a full analysis on you. Fine. More than anything else, I can't have a powerful asset like you join Manus Vindictae, insubordination or not. I knew you'd see reason. Lindsay, I've got another request. Will you hear me out? Or rather, no, wait. Did this mean that she's being accepted back? I know that the researcher would love to run a full analysis on you. Fine. Okay, so she's giving in to... Okay. One. You got one. I want your permission to bring in a group of refugees and an Arcanist with a unique ability. I'm going to need a justification. You know I can't authorize entry for unknown individuals. This Arcanist has the ability to suppress the storm syndrome, and those refugees are leverage to convince her to join us.
Of course.
And maybe it doesn't matter to you, but she's the reason I'm still alive. Leaving her to die would ruin my mood. I'm sure you wouldn't want that. Think of her as a friend of mine, or better yet, family.
That's surprising.
I almost thought you'd be harder to understand after becoming an Arcanist. Seems I was wrong. Maybe it's a good thing, letting a bit of Arcanist passion temper that cold, calculating heart of yours. Go, help your friend. We'll deal with the paperwork later, but you must return to the evacuation point before the storm hits, and you will be facing punishment for this insubordination. Okay, so she's coming back, and she is taking Lorelei back with her in this ending. Okay. Actually, doesn't this so far seem like the most what's the word I'm looking for? Most canonical ending right now? The way this is turning out? But this is not yet the end. The comm goes fizzles out. What? The comm fizzles out, leaving two vampires standing in a silent opera house. Then the quiet is broken with a clap. Then another, in a mocking cadence. What a touching heart-to-heart. So, that's it then? You won't be joining me after all? I'm not gonna have a boss fight against you, that would be sick. It's a simple calculation. Between you and the Foundation, the latter offers me a better deal. Besides, you didn't exactly hold up your end of the bargain with my transformation, did you? Damn, sass. That deadpan wit of yours. It's sharper than any wooden stick, you know. I may just cry. Oh well, I lost to Lorelei this round, but I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again very soon. I sincerely hope your feeling is wrong. When you've lived as long as I have, feelings like these tend to be uncannily accurate, believe me. Damn. Two black clouds drift out of the opera house in opposite directions. Okay, never mind. Well, we go through the corridor still, right? Before the storm. Yep. Last corridor before the boss battle. That was interesting! And funnily enough, every single ending seems to be ending with Semmelweis just joining back with the Foundation, no matter what happens. But yeah, this one is very interesting. And I don't know, so far, unless something else is gonna happen right at the end with the boss battle, so far feels like the most canonical one, weirdly enough. Anyway, let's see what we have. Oh. At the source of fate, the conscious song grows clear upstream of the river. Semmelweis begins to make out the message in the melody. The people downstream are pleading for her aid. Oh. Own ancient chalice? Oh, this would have been if I had the other two items. I don't remember, did I have this before? I don't think I had. Lose ancient chalice, obtain echoes of the river. Lose Gruß an Aachen, obtain greetings from her. Oh, I can't do anything with this one. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. The river remains silent, just like Semmelweis, as she departs. Oh. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Semmelweis runs along the river of the storm. Her new vampiric body feels light, powerful. No more checking the mirror. She knows now she's survived. She has time to do more than just stay alive. She can finally pursue something beyond survival. And at last, she arrives. There is no concern with finding Lorelei. The girl in restraints stands atop a raised platform, surrounded by a halo of color. The only calm amidst the chaos along the river.
Lorelei.
What are you? But things are never that simple. That platform beneath Lorelei is lifted by her believers, a human scaffold, raising her to a perilous height. Our song continues, holding open a small, still void in a sea of paint. But the tide is rising, and that void is about to collapse into a whirlpool. I need you to come with me, Lorelei. I secured us a place with the Foundation for you and your friends. No one will be reversed. Little musical note?
Yes.
Yes, it's me. We've done it. Think of it as a reward for helping me. Please, come back to the Foundation with me.
We meet again.
Mama,
With a
look!
musical note.
The little black horse has come. Black horse? It really rode in on the flood. The joys of Arcanist conversation. Lorelei, are you still in there?
Oh,
Come, little horse, up and join us. Soon sorrow and sadness will fill this place. Join our prayer. The storm is clouding your mind, your judgment. At least you're not getting violent like the others. Little victories, right? Snap out of it. We're out of time. If you don't, I'll have to get rough. Oh, wait, is Lorelei gonna be the boss?
that's odd.
Why won't you answer me? Is your heart already dead?
Even so,
That's okay, my little musical note. We can still be friends, but let's stay here together for a little while. Uh-huh. Is she? Oh, she is the boss? Oh. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Alright, let's see. Hymn of the Foam. All the drifting foam gathers here, forming a one-of-a-kind symphony. Is this a celebration of death or rebirth? Speak up and interfere. Fight. Semmelweis becomes the discordant note in the symphony, causing a brief pause in the melody. Holy hell. Hymn of the Foam? Along the river, a girl sings for all. The last wavering reef amid the flood. A tiny rest note approaches. Closer and closer, yet no single note ceases its melody. Don't be afraid, she says, For we are, after all, one complete song. Oh, okay, resistances to pretty much everything. Riverside Finale. When entering phase 2, eliminates all allies, summons 3 bubbles, and gains 10 stacks of Zani. The hell is this? Oh, damage bonus and damage reduction, okay. A song for you. At the start of the round, consumes as many stacks of Zani as possible to summon bubbles. Summon 1 bubble for every 5 stacks of Zani. Consumed. Treading the Rapid Waters. At the start of round 1 and at the start of every 3 rounds thereafter, inflicts Rushing Current on all enemies. After an enemy holding this status casts an attack debuff type incantation, the user of this status gains 1 stack of Zani for 1 round. Oh, God, oh my god, how many do you have? Treading the Still Waters. At the start of round 2 and at the start of every 3 rounds thereafter, inflict Still Current on all enemies. After an enemy holding this status has a counter heal type incantation, the user of this status gains 1 stack of Zani for 1 round, okay? Treading the Deep Waters. At the start of round 3 and at the start of every 3 rounds thereafter, inflict Hidden Current on all enemies. After an enemy holding this status casts a buff channel type incantation, the user of this status gains 1... Oh my god, okay, yeah. Whatever I do, it's causing her to have stuff. A Final Song to the Foam. Mass attack, 400% mental damage to all enemies. For each stack of Zani on self deals additional 10% mental damage. For each ally on the field cast an additional 1 time. Oh god. Guiding the Way Home. Mass debuff inflicts Moxie -1 on all enemies. If holding at least 5 stacks of Zani on self, inflicts an additional Moxie -1 on all enemies. If holding at least 10 stacks on self, inflicts additional -3. Oh god. Rushing toward the source. Mass attack. Okay, so it's basically just AoE attacks. Deal 120% mental damage to all enemies. For each stack of Zani held on self, deals an additional 10% mental damage. Good god. Okay, what's the next thing? River Bubble. Leaping over waves. When a round ends, Moxie +1 to both the enemy and the ally with the most Moxie. Okay. Drifting into Dreams. For each type of Rushing Current, Still Current, Hidden Current held on enemies, generate 4 negative incantations that can delete the corresponding types of incantations and insert them randomly into the spell box. Ugh. The spell box is the deck or the library, okay. Soaking the Mind. For each type of... Okay, same stuff. Held on enemies, make the enemy draw 2 negative incantations that can delete the corresponding types of incantations. The spell box is the deck or the library. Oh my god. What kind of crazy fight is this? Whoa.
Filter complete. Move carefully.
Well, that looks insane.
Come, sing with me. My restraints have come loose, so now we can finally dance together. Once it's safe, you can sing to your heart's content. For now, let's just focus on staying alive. It's better for both of us. We need a few more notes yet. Little note and shots. Could you let your voice flow for me?
Uh-huh. How about no? Okay.
Please stay behind me.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put that on.
Charging. Loading.
All the nukes, all the single targets, all the AoEs, whatever, just go.
强梁既出，王有不为。
Okay, there goes that thing.
You won't get away.
Eliminate target. Aim and shoot.
Alright. And it's back. And another one. And another one.
That's the end of my work,
Ow.
I take it? It hurts more than words.
Ow. That shield is carrying. Oh my god, stop it. Stop it! Good lord. Okay, what is this? Deal 1 attack debuff type incantation from the spell box. Okay. Well. That will come in handy. I can barely see it down there, but that will come in handy. Let's use that. Let's use that, because that is still running. Let's use... I don't need to heal. The shields are recovered, which is good. Let's go with this. And this.
Give me a hand, friends.
Thank you, Charmaine.
Leave this alone.
Keep going, Charmaine. Nice.
Mirage.
Ooh.
Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
Nice. And Lucy. Thank you. And Lucy again, please. Thank you. Okay, that's one phase. Ow. Oh my god, that hurt. Okay. I'm dead. Ow. Challenge again. Holy shnikes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get back here again. Oh god. This is a new one. The other side of the door. A door appears before Zemmelweis. She touches it, feeling a liquid on the handle. It's damp, sticky, darkly hued. Muddled like a bloodstain, rust, like someone's deeply suppressed, tightly sealed heart. Okay, that's an analogy. Carefully push the door open, discard one selected artifact to obtain one random. Smash the door, discard 2 artifacts, gain 2 random, and the encounter. Careful? Sure, let's do this one. Vicious Pipe, sure. It opens this easily? As it turns out, a door is only closed if you perceive it to be. A seemingly locked door isn't necessarily so, and there might be more than one way to get through it. Through the gap, Zemmelweis sees a light, a candle's flame, a burning, dazzling flame that shouldn't belong here. The temperature rises, the scent becomes overwhelming, and she almost loses her senses. Yes, ultimately interruptions always come with a price, yet they often bring unexpected rewards. True. Alright, second attempt, let's see how this goes. Alright then, yep, you guys are talking, let's see. Let's begin with this. I'm wondering if she is gonna be able to stall her from doing any extra actions. That could actually work out well. If so, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, alright. Also, as a side note, I did lower the difficulty down to 3. Because that definitely hurt. And I kind of want to have this done today for the recording. Oh boy, so many of those, yummy. I'm gonna ignore them this time. I'm gonna ignore them, and I'm gonna ignore all of you little shits. Just so we're in the clear. Okay, she's about to do stuff, so this is gonna be dicey. I do have shields. Well, let's skip.
The moment of utterance.
Buffing, single attack, single attack. You are gonna trigger. Okay, let's see if that works.
We walk in long nights.
Stay back, I say.
Again, one more. There we go. I don't think she got charm there.
Flee, mortals! Stay back, I say.
Yeah, she's unaffected by that. Okay. This might be bad. Ow. Okay, not a lot of damage.
It's not really fast you have
Okay.
to offer.
Stay balanced.
She attacks so many times. My god. And there's more attacks.
Forward to punishing you.
Alright, at least this time she's not doing a lot of damage. And we are in phase 2. Ooh, please don't. Be gentle, Lorelei. Okay. Oh my god, more of these. I hate it. Now it's... shield ones? What do these do? Do they do anything specific or are they just taking up space? They're just taking up space. Delete one counter healing type incantation from the spell book. Oh god. Well, I'm gonna ignore these. Round 2. First off,
That's the direction.
you cast a heal.
Keep
Attacking,
Charging.
I'm just gonna move these two. Can I move them? No, I need to select one. Oh, wait, yeah, right, hold on. Generate 1 rank, yeah, sure. Let's do from... Oh god, I forgot who is on who. Can I check that somewhere? I forgot who I set the support on who. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, right, but buffer on you. I think you had... Yeah, okay, that works. That works well. Okay, heal, attack, attack, and debuff attack. Okay.
Look, an earth suspended river. Prepare to be drowned.
Damn.
Faraday's miracle.
Damn. There go the bubbles.
A truly villainous moment.
Truly villainous moment. So much shit on screen. Okay. Lucy just casually dodging every single hit. Okay, she keeps losing health every time she does the bubbles. That's good. Actually, I think she keeps losing health every time she casts anything. Okay, please don't take up more of my... Oh my god. Holy shit. Please stop. That is horrendous. Well, I will need to get rid of something here, I guess, but I can also do this at least. Who was on you again? Oh yeah, Shemaine. Okay, well that works somewhat.
Draws near.
This is gonna hurt. Can't really do much. Okay. Okay. That's good. It's not a lot of damage.
It's not really the best you have
Okay.
to offer.
Damaged.
Works way better, and she keeps killing herself every time she does that. Ow.
Forward to punishing you.
Oh god, no, please stop. Stop. Oh my god, stop it. That is so stupid. That is so stupid. Please give me something. That is the precast you gave me? You dingus. You absolute dingus. You absolute dingus. Who was on you again? I can't even see it. I can't even see it. Okay, that is an attack.
Time for ears to listen.
Sure. I will give her that. Why not? Oh my god, can I... Oh, hey, hold on. Can I do... Yes, yes. Okay. No, not what I wanted to click. Okay, that. Jesus Christ, that. Okay. Let's see if that works.
Cosmología, filosofía clásica. Be careful. El fundamento del mundo.
This is ridiculous. The bottom of the screen is ridiculous.
Attack.
You won't get away.
Nice, that worked.
This.
But it was only one counter. She's gonna kill herself.
Forward to punishing
It's just a fight of endurance. And she's down. She downed herself. There we go.
Victory secure. I should excuse myself.
What is this fight? What is this fight? Oh my god. Oh, okay, let's see the ending. That is a long audio file. Thank you for all the pending, Semmelweis. Anyway. Surprised to discover that even vampires can lose their breath climbing up a scaffolding, Semmelweis reaches the top of the platform and delicately grabs Lorelei's hand, only to yank her out from the crowd. It's Semmelweis. It's not your horse or your little musical note, understood? Damn!
Semmelweis?
Her singing halts. The believers scattered around her freeze, waiting for her to continue.
You're finally back. I need you to get these people moving. We can still make it to the foundation.
Time is tight, but it'll work. As long as she holds Lorelei's hand, the others will follow. She can save her own life, and the one who gave her hope. Alive in good spirits, what could be better?
Little... Semmelweis? Slow down, you're walking too fast. There are stones in the path ahead.
Hey, look at that. She actually opened her eyes and calls her by her name now. Is she still riding the rush of battle, or is this some kind of delayed exhilaration from being reborn? Semmelweis... Oh my god, heartbeat. Semmelweis keeps adjusting her pace to match Lorelei and the others. Slower, slower. Slower, 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 slower. Her consciousness fades into black mist. Uh-huh. Is it gonna just hang here? Oh, no, never mind.
You really should learn to trust me. My intuitions aren't always on point. Don't worry, little Lorelei. Our pet's just a little overexcited from her transformation. She'll be right as rain, soon enough.
Oh?
No, there's nothing you can do with that cloud of mist. It's better you leave her to me. And you'd best not waste her goodwill. Otherwise, well, I suspect it would really ruin her mood. The foundation's that way. Keep going, and you might just make it.
Huh. Laying a hand there, huh? Oh, that was a flash. When Semmelweis wakes, she's lying flat with Valentina peering down. The back of her head feels stiff and cold. Is she in her lap? Is that the connotation of cold because cold-blooded?
Finally awake. Sleep well. 1,000 pardons. I couldn't find a fluffy pillow
For you. Oh my god, she is in her lap.
You knew this would happen. Perhaps I did. But then again, I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, did I?
Wait, did or didn't? What did you say again? Didn't, okay. There's no time for another pointless debate. Semmelweis scrambles up to her feet, intent on running to the foundation.
You won't make it, I'm afraid. Now, only I can shelter you from the storm. Will you come with me?
One simple sentence stops her cold. She turns, trying to pierce the smiling old vampire with her glare.
Now mask.
Damn.
Do you see me wearing one?
Oh, so she does go to Manus in this ending. Huh. Nah. Amazing.
You were much more entertaining when you were desperate to survive, Semmelweis. I've already sent the guards away. Will you please just relax? I've completely lost contact with the Foundation, sitting in a secret Manus Vindicte safe house, riding out the storm with one of their vampires. Could I still report back to the Foundation? What would I tell them? How much would I tell them? Even if I begged Madame Lindsay to cover for me? Would she?
Okay, so considering they're not mentioning Lorelei, I'm interpreting this as Lorelei and her followers make it to the Foundation, but Semmelweis doesn't in this ending?
It would be my pleasure to assist you.
The offer still stands, Semmelweis.
I disagree.
And I still refuse it. Whatever punishment awaits me with the Foundation will still be worth it compared to the cost of joining Manus Vindicte. Then forget Manus Vindicte. Whether he's lying dead in some alleyway or simply ditched us, Heinrich won't be coming here, nor will anyone else, for that matter. I'd say our deal has been broken. Unilaterally. First you, then Heinrich. This Vienna trip seems to be one betrayal after another. But enough of that. I'm inviting you into something else entirely. Consider it an afternoon tea party for vampires only. So far, it's just the two of us.
This is very Yuri coded. even more than normal.
And what do I stand to gain from being your partner?
Let me ask you.
Did you expect something in return when you helped our little Lorelei? You risked everything for her safety, purely out of goodwill. Won't you spare just a tenth of that goodwill for me? Be my friend? Helping someone like Lorelei makes me happy. That's what I get out of it. Being friends with you? I'm not sure if that would bring me anything close to joy. So full of hate. What if I were to disappear right now? Would that make you feel better? Watching someone vanish into the storm before my eyes would do nothing to improve my mood. So no, please don't.
But
And what does it matter? Whether the storm takes us back 10 years or 100, there's likely to be a version of me there, only short a few years. For the world and for me, it isn't so much of a loss. What a wonderfully novel hypothesis. I'm sure Laplace would name it after you in their next report. So, back to our tea party. Are you sure you don't want to stay and join me? You say it's an invitation. I assume I have the right to decline.
of course.
Naturally, my dear. But there's still some time yet before the storm ends. So I hope you won't mind my trying to convince you. So, this is the price of survival, enduring the nagging of a vampire in some dusty old place.
Well, you get what you get, I guess. That was an ending. Okay, so basically she accepts the proposal from Valentina here because she had literally no other option. The boss fight was interesting, but okay. Alright, that marks all endings. Funny, this is the only ending that receives its own CG at the end. All the other ones have like the generic backgrounds. And this picture keeps repeating in them every so often. But yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough, this is the final ending for this whole thing. Also, there was a shit ton of new events that I ran into. Yeah. I think these are all the ones that I covered in the video. So that's fine. Okay, that's a lot of new endings. What were the new artifacts? Because I skipped reading them all together. Can I sort by new? I guess no. Alright. What's the new shit that I found? The golden pin. A golden curtain needle allegedly linked to a famous family murder case in Vienna. It ended up in the hands of a noble lady and potion enthusiast and quickly became her new favorite item? Kakania? No, wait. Potion enthusiast. Is it her? No. In the hands of a noble lady and potion enthusiast. That's not Kakania. What does that remind me of? That reminds me of someone. Oh, oh my god, the name is escaping me. Sotheby, right. That's the name. Jesus Christ. I was blanking out so hard on the name. Alright. It should be, I think, Sotheby. I guess. That's the only one that comes to mind right now. Hand crossbow. Xeno Arms Academy provides this weapon to its students for their daily shooting practice. The wooden grip of this crossbow has many inscriptions on it, such as I love Tracy, flight training sucks, and selling wilderness survival guide. Alright, what about this one? A rabbit crossbow. Invented by an arcane biologist in a moment of inspiration. To ensure the arrows hit their mark, he tied the super rabbit foot to them. It might work or it might not. It all depends on whether the merchant's goods are genuine. Nice. Beta Energy Blaster. One of the technological achievements of Laplace, the chaos caused by the storm was widespread and long-lasting. This energy blaster also lost its owner in the disaster. Mute chainsaw, a strange chainsaw that works without making any noise. What? It raises the question, is it the chainsaw itself or the noise that scares people? I would say it's more so the noise than the chainsaw. The noise just triggers something primal in your brain when you hear it. Staff of Abundance. A scepter made of pure gold, symbolizing power, status, wealth, and abundance. No one knows about the red that has fused deep within it. Interesting. Dragon Claw Forceps. Dry a dragon claw bone in the sun for several days. Coat it with beeswax, apply some herbal powder, and hey, presto, you've got yourself a weapon that can pierce through anything? Oh, okay. Fang crossbow. An arcane biologist came up with this invention in a hurry. After encountering a praying statue and exhausting his crossbow bolts, he placed the critter teeth he had collected for research in his backpack into this crossbow to give it a little more bite. Nice. Premium Mute Chainsaw. Much older than a mute chainsaw, it is totally silent but generates a great number of sparks. Is this pure inspiration or the silent protest of the aged? Yes. Root of Refuge, a perennial vine that prefers warmth and light, but cannot survive in dry conditions. When digging, the angle of the shovel should be carefully controlled to avoid damaging the tubers and reducing their protective effect. I mean, yeah, that's how you shovel roots out, if you don't want to damage them. Fairy Blessing. Once again, a reminder, the fairies and their scales are merely part of the product's creative concept. They are simulated using arcane projections and optical technology and are capable of being mass-produced. Of course, they protect more than just your teeth. Octopus Glove. Need help with your homework? We've got you covered. By incorporating live Kraken neurons into a palleable fabric medium, we've created... What? By incorporating live cracker neurons into a pliable fabric medium, we've created a glove that makes your hands as flexible as an octopus with 3 missing tentacles. Silver candelabra, a cluster of candle flames, new, dazzling, alive, and is there any need to say more? Its gloriousness is clear for all to see. As for what you can't see, your imagination will fill in the blanks. Cute. Mage hat, an exaggerated velvet hat that gives the wearer the air of mysterious, elegant, magnificent, and noble street performer. Nice. Hunter's belt, part of the Law of the Judge accessory series. This series is designed to reflect the notions of wilderness, sensuality, and power, with each accessory embodying a different concept. This particular piece symbolizes opportunity. Hushed music box, an old music box belonging to a Stoic astrologer. It is so ancient that it can no longer produce a sound even remotely resembling music. She knows not its origin, just as she knows why she cannot laugh or cry. Wailing lantern. Disclaimer: the ghost and whimpering sounds produced are merely artificial creations attributed to the functionality of the product, simulated using arcane projection skills and sound recording techniques. No ghosts or spirits were harmed in the production of this lantern. Good to know. Golden clear moth specimen. Shimmer rings are completely invisible by the time they mature and are extremely difficult to catch without the use of the optical arcane skills. In order to meet the unique preferences of Viennese nobles, they are sometimes colored with gold leaf. Spur mask. Don't be stingy with kindness, give your opponents a big smile. They're working so hard to stop you, but in vain. Gastric pouch. This writhing, spirited stomach once belonged to an arcane sheep. What? To such an overwhelmingly powerful digestive system, thorns are no different than tender green leaves. Jeez. Tin Soldier Box. A group of tin soldiers ready to charge into battle. They train and rally, eager to contribute, united and brave, and terrified upon seeing the sacrifice of their allies. Oof. Okay, what else? Cicada ring. A cicada-shaped ring. Its owner tried to invent a code based on cicada songs, so he ventured alone into a forest where cicadas breed. When the end of the summer came around, his friends ventured to the edge of the forest to find him and found this ring lying in the dirt. What happened to him? One-day winder. The secret to maintaining a doll's vitality. This clockwork mechanism is blessed with Arcanum. Any doll can move for a full day with a single wind after acquiring such a component. This design is a lot more convenient than just yelling at my kids to get up in the morning, one consumer remarked. What? Wooden kazoo. A humming instrument made more portable with a string. Having spent many nights journeying these streets, the string is now old and frayed. Still, it's the loyal listener of all such instruments. Beaded cicada ring. A cicada wing ring inlaid with gems. The indigenous people who lived near the forest didn't show much interest in cicadas until an explorer seeking a guide offered this in exchange. His request was unusual. He wanted to go to the place where cicadas sang the loudest. Ah, a follow-up to the other one. Interesting. Customized radio. One of La Paz's internal products designed to be reliable, precise, and sustainable. It is mainly used for encrypted communication among field investigators. Due to cost constraints, there are no plans for mass production. Nice. Deluxe Compact. An astonishingly effective beauty product that is still within the effective duration of its incantation. The key to beauty lies within. This tagline helped it win the hearts of more than half the ladies in town. Morale pipe. Made in Denmark. why specifically in Denmark? Made in Denmark. When lit, it creates a variety of pleasant and uplifting illusions. This piece no doubt has the power to generate a fiery fighting spirit among pipe owners. Old sack. A favorite of old country farmers, it always seems to have extra grains to shake out. Although as magical as the goose that laid the golden eggs, it wasn't chosen as the subject of a fairy tale because of its mundane nature. Makes sense? May's chaperone. A hand that leads the lost back to a familiar road. They say that a man encountered it after being shipwrecked, and it led him straight across the canal. Since then, it has become a little rusty. A.B. Amber Butterfly. A smooth piece of amber that has swallowed a butterfly. Its wings are stuck together, still standing on its shriveled cocoon. Oh, right after it came out of the cocoon, really? Two simultaneous misfortunes befell this burgeoning life, yep. Emerald ring, a ring that doesn't actually contain emeralds. What? This piece is actually a protective talisman that a father made for his daughter before she went on a long journey. Even though it was made of cheap materials, its value is priceless. I feel like this belongs to someone specific. By the colors, I can only think it's either... I mean, again... Could it be Kakania? Maybe? I don't know. Or is it Sotheby? Or is it someone else? Might be someone else. I'm just going by the colors right now. Anyway, not in custody. What a name. A locked nut. Where the lock's significance outweighs its form. The seed's imprisonment began the moment it ripened but failed to descend into the soil. Belly of the Galaxy. A broken hourglass that cannot be turned over. Its base is inscribed with the words, "The explorer who forges ahead has dismantled the lowest rib of the starry sky and opened its belly to millions." Okay. A valve pipe. A pipe that a drunken worker mistook for a plumbing part and fitted with a valve. Now, it is a phenomenal bestseller, allowing every gentleman to elegantly lose the valve and take a deep puff. I've never felt so full of life, said the smoker. Stamper box. A small box filled with replicas of the crests and seals of various reputable families. For those in the know, there are countless ways to maximize the value of this little box. Rosetta inscription. A replica of the Rosetta Stone. The 3 languages inscribed on it serve as a reminder that transient phenomena can never alter the essence of truth. Golden conch. An invaluable treasure with a faint song echoing within its shell. Crafted from gold and silver and inlaid with jewels, it was gifted to a pure maiden. But for her, gifts and rewards have never been necessary. Rusty bow tie, a rusty iron bow with dents and scratches all over it. Maybe the person who skillfully twisted this strip of metal into shape just wanted a nice red bow. Probably. Voltaic coils. One of Laplace's great technological achievements, reconstructed by a boy genius. It is usually used to realize his whimsical ideas, but in special cases it can also serve as a temporary lighting tool. That it can. The conch, this one I already read during the story. Mild painkiller, a painkiller made of benzoin, only effective when you're not in too much pain. Don't even consider taking on more difficult tasks with only a small bottle of this stuff. Was that the last thing? Oh no, this was also new. Support desk, same thing as always. Anything else? My god, there's so much more nonsense in here. Holy shit, I've never actually gotten any of these. I'm presuming these are from the expansion packs that I didn't encounter. Hey, this looks familiar. Spectrovision. Oh yeah, these all look familiar. Oh yeah. These all belong to some character, don't they, huh? Oh yeah, the bike. Huh. Funny. Oh my god, the bracers. That looks like a trap out of Saw. Holy. And that would be that. Okay. Well, final thing is to yoink. Hold on. Is to yoink a certain character here. Claim.
You called my name. Did you not? I heard you before. A long, long time ago. The conch shell whispered to me when I was little. Your voice was there, among many others. How nice, Vertin.
Right. That was the thing you guys mentioned to me long while ago, that she says, she apparently says that she can hear Vertin's voice in the conch. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, if Vertin was somewhere else listening or talking to either the old lady or the guy, makes sense. But before we wrap things up today, we have one more thing to check out that is a leftover from the Notes on Shuori story, so let's do that. Alright, so let's see about this. So this will be, again, watching through a video. Oh yeah, right. Also, using again the Reverse 1999 Timekeeper channel for this thing. The playlist here is huge for the Notes on Shuori stuff. 100... Oh, oops. Didn't mean to do that. Go back.
Are we really?
Go back. Go back. Professional recording setup. Jesus Christ. 156 videos. But yeah, this is a complete compilation of all the cutscenes, at least, from the Utu stuff. There is something ahead of this thing, which I am honestly not gonna go through it because look at these notes. Look at these notes. They're all short videos. I think they're all accompanied with like a small little what's it called? Small little like battle or something. So it's like a shit ton of notes. That would be a lot. And I don't want to extend this video into oblivion and give myself even more work. Yeah, we're gonna go through the main portion of this story that was with Utu and see what the heck is happening here. I'm very, very, very curious. So let's see. Right, the story of a besieged town. Looking into the mist... Oh, no, go back. Looking into the mist, the corners of the palace loom. Traces of searching and gathering the insects... The incessant footsteps of wanderers. Oh, this is... Was that a portrait, or did you get the free skin for our boy there? Also, why is that bar on the bottom? Hold on. Okay, fixed. I only had to switch to the other browser, so that was a Chrome thing for some reason. Anyway. In the dead of night, in the overgrown palace far from the crowds, faint rustling sounds spring from out-of-sight places, where rodents scurry and snakes chase close behind. Every city has its outskirts. And today a curious visitor has arrived in one such place. Drifting in the air, too slender to be a bird, yet too broad to be a butterfly, trembling, wavering, up and down. Amazing. I love the lips. Okay. I wonder if she's gonna have any kind of, even if it's just gonna be one or two lines, like proper voice lines. That would be nice. Let's see. The leather has gotten damp. That's sure to affect the way it carries my voice. But I won't let it affect the interview, and we don't have more paper to spare. The snow-white leather bears a dried watermark, a mouth transferring her voice. To any observer, it would appear it was talking to itself. In any case, a trip like this is certain to be worthwhile. Things here are much different from the West. There are whole new art forms to be discovered and reported. The dimensions, the fragrance note, the exhibition site, and the medium are all a great unknown to us. It's intriguing, to say the least. What but her thoughts are interrupted by a movement in the distance. That sounds like Getian.
The growing tremor soon eclipses all other considerations, as the grass and trees begin to shiver, causing a shower of leaves to fall.
Then comes a clattering sound, intense and rhythmic, followed by a mix of whines. Whinies? Whines.
What could it be? Beasts or birds? No, it wouldn't be anything so dramatic.
A whirlwind extinguishes her speculation. Feathers flutter, and an immense shadow looms. Getian. The sudden downdraft blows the letter over. As it falls, a gentleman's voice pierces the night.
My apologies.
I did not intend to knock you over. The gale ceases. Soft feathers gently reach for the letter, prompting it upright. The creature has a human face, but in place of his hands are a pair of large feathered wings, and below them sharp talons. He is a birdman.
You're a No, you can't be a critter. Are you an Arcanist from the East? So, there are bird-like humanoids in the East.
Words fail her, but her hunches never did. She is entirely sure of what she has seen. The fabled birdman.
That's right.
Okay, that was a little sound blurb. I'm now wondering if they're just using like the random ass NPC, just background noise chatter.
A perfect chance for an interview. I'll need a drop of miracle conversation potion. It helps us understand each other.
The birdman tilts his head slightly. Okay, so instead of an incantation, she uses a potion to make people, like, understand her and she them in turn. Okay. Having the same thought as the letter, he lowers his head and pulls out a bone flute that has been hiding among the feathery tufts on the inside of his wings. The tip of the bone flute traces a strange symbol into the air, and a familiar glow of an arcane skill appears with it.
Such bones.
You are an object with neither bones nor form. The syllables the bird speaks are completely unfamiliar to her, yet she understands them clearly. It is incredible, almost unimaginable. Now we can communicate. Leave it to Gatian to be faster on the uptake for this. For once, he is faster on the uptake.
This must be a new arcane skill from the East, one that allows us to understand each other's language.
Oh, that's interesting. Did they at this point not have... I mean, they had the thing that translates if you place your hand on, like, what was it, one of the discs or something? That did the spell to translate? Interesting.
Nice.
Great, then I don't need to use this potion anymore.
Where do you keep the potion anyway? Putting away the gleaming vial, the letter circles the bird before stopping in front of him. A business card matching the letter floats down from the air, landing on the thick feathers. On his thick feathers.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Pandora Wilson, interviewer and editor-in-chief of the Utu magazine. I have come from a faraway place in the West to find new things to learn and to give a report on them. Let's start with the most fundamental question. Sir, what should I call you?
I am Gideon.
That rings to me like a typical Eastern name. Yet, sir, according to all available evidence I have seen, it seems far from typical for people here to have wings, as you do. In the West, we also have winged humanoids, only they were exclusively female. The children of Typhon and Echidna, we call them harpies.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
They were once masters of the wind until they became messengers of bad news and synonymous with evil.
No, never.
I am no messenger.
Yes.
That much is obvious, sir.
The voice lets out a short laugh.
That's...
Whose voice actor are they using for Pandora right now? Because it's very short blurps of sound effects that they're using, but it kind of sounds almost similar to Vertin. Just like not doing the Vertin voice.
You must, I gather, be a herder of these striped horses. They are a breed I've never seen before. Are you a local here?
These are not truly horses, and no, I am from the mountains.
A tall mountain? Is it far from here?
It is.
I heard
I
that.
see you're alone, except for those horses. I've heard some birds push their young out of their nest to own their abilities. Is this journey part of your rite of passage?
And she just goes to town with the questions. No, my family are gone now. They did not push me out.
Horsey!
These strange horses whine, running out of patience and their long stop.
My apologies.
Did they screw up the text there? It literally just a dot appeared there.
Goodbye.
I can see our meeting was not a mere coincidence. If you have any other questions, they must wait until next time.
When and where will this next time be? We'll have to make arrangements. How else can we be sure to meet again?
Etienne looks toward the restless herd. Faint cries of birds call out in the distance. He sighs deeply, then spreads his wings and takes flight. And there's Etienne, not finishing his sentences or explaining stuff properly, and zooms away.
This interview is not over yet, sir!
That for him is over. He'll be back in like 20 years, don't worry about that. For him it's gonna be like 5 minutes. She is answered by a gust of wind. The birdman Arcanist flies off into the distance, with the striped herd following him.
A strange disturbance and a solitary outsider. It seems something is happening in this town. I arrived just in time. I have to go and see what sort of story is unfolding here.
The letter floats around through the air, following the tracks left by the striped horses as best it can. So right, is this taking place like in parallel with or after the Notes on Shuori story? I guess I'm gonna see if this is gonna give me any hint. Because he was herding around the horses and everything during Notes on Shuori, but I guess I'll see. Unfortunately, journalism is her strong suit, not tracking.
They've vanished. Where could they have gone? Not even a trace of their hoof prints. I can sense the use of some arcane skill, yet the only means of such swift mass displacement I'm aware of are the floppy disks of the St. Pablo Foundation. Could they have a matching form of technology here in the East?
Bird sounds.
That sounds like a very large bird. Perhaps Mr. Gideon has returned.
I don't think he makes bird sounds outside of the wings flapping.
No, though they are similar, somewhat similar, Mr. Gatin has a longer neck.
And he isn't so round. Okay. Oh god, these things.
Wait, don't...
Are they picking at her? The stench... Oh, these birds, yep. The stench of alcohol washes over her. Obviously, not all birds have the same sense of manners. Uh-huh. Oh, city. Outside a tavern, two slightly tipsy locals walk through the street.
Oh.
Oh, what's that racket? Did someone break something? Sounds like it's coming from Jinyanji's tavern. It's likely some Zhuyu troublemakers sneaking in for another drink. Last time they pushed a jar of goldfish into a liquor... What? They pushed a jar of goldfish into a liquor jar? What a shock that was for Jinyanji when she found it in the morning. We really should let her know. These Zhuyu are troublesome little things. She'll have to make the fence even higher next time. You can't be allowed to ruin all that good liquor. They look at one another, nodding their heads in unison, and begin calling out loudly and knocking on the door. Hey! The Zhuyu are wreaking havoc in your tavern again! This poor girl. Okay, that was the first whole cutscene. Yeah, okay, next one.
Shoo! What a mess these Zhuyu have made again.
Thumping stops and a feather duster wiping the air mix roughly with a chorus of caws.
Hey!
Shoo, be gone! Good, we've sent them flying. This fence will not be enough to keep them out anymore. You have to raise it higher. The voices, sometimes distant, sometimes near, were indistinct and fragmented.
Of course, thank you. Oh, next time, of course.
Uh-huh. Words of thanks, farewells, and the sound of a door locking are followed by footsteps. The owner of the tavern returns to the messy courtyard alone, complaining to herself as she tidies up the overturned liquor jars, unaware of her guest, who has been hiding in the mess.
Some people would call me lucky to be soaked through with liquor, but I never cared for drinking. Huh? Did this jar of liquor just speak?
The footsteps grow closer, then halt. The tilted liquor jar straightens and returns to its place. Uh-huh. Gush. The liquor spills out and a rush of cool air chills the soaked paper and brings to its vision a moonlit place with flickering candles and a puzzled face.
Oh dear, another letter from those scholars, and it's gotten soaked in its liquor. What a waste.
The black-haired girl exclaims to herself as she fishes out the letter from the liquor jar.
Hold on, I'm not just some letter. So it's a letter that talks? Talking paper. This must be the work of Mr. Wu.
By the way, I love that frowny expression that she does here. Anyway.
The red paper lotus flower he gave me for my birthday sang for 4 days before it finally stopped.
Jesus Christ.
I told him to stop sending things like this. They just make my head hurt. Let me go. Hey! It must have been damaged. I can't understand what it's saying. What on earth did he write? Never mind. Despite the annoyance, it would be wrong to throw it away.
The communication arcane skill cast by the Birdman has obviously dissipated. Their words are unintelligible to one another. The girl's hands move quickly as she mutters to herself. She sticks a grain of rice to the letter and smoothens it out against the wall. Okay. This is the perfect opportunity. The letter struggles out of her grip, regaining its freedom. A small bottle of golden liquid swiftly opened, and a drop of potion falls onto the paper, absorbing instantaneously.
Is this how you treat guests, miss? Why is the letter struggling like this? So fierce. I wonder which scholar could have sent you. If only I knew what you were saying.
The paper shakes itself forcefully, matching Ji's dumbfounded stare. Certainly a poem of love wouldn't behave like this. Her wall is covered with love poems. All their meanings are quite clear. The letter scoffs coldly.
By the Jade Palace in spring, selling liquor in the shop. I wish to be joined with my love. Does she know how I long for her? Simplistic, vulgar, dull, cliched. I'm nothing like this trite,
psychophantic rubbish. Damn, that's a word.
Ah, so you're not another love-struck scholar's letter?
Ji blinks and leans in for a closer look.
Sure enough, your paper is different, and your ink is too. You have a different smell, and your writing is... well, it's very different indeed. So not from a scholar after all.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I, Miss Mouth? I'm very sorry, I mistook you for something else.
Miss Mouth. The girl hunches over, clasping her hands together as she offers her apologies.
I'm going to get this rice paste off you. It's gotten all over your back.
Ji moves closer to the paper, observing it carefully. But the paste is stuck firmly, so that, despite her effort, she can't remove it. Uh-huh. No words.
Miss Mouth, please let me wipe you clean.
Oh boy. She's sorry about her recklessness.
With that dirty dripping rag you're holding?
The letter rejects her offer viciously. Uh-huh.
I suggest you stop now before you make things any worse.
This is going to be a very special interview. The mouth takes a deep breath, trying to ignore the awkward stickiness that now permeated the paper.
How about we start with where these letters came from? Most of them seem packed with useless words, lacking in any originality. Even at their most sincere, it's all superficial, unable to achieve anything more than empty flattery.
Damn!
These hardly seem like treasures worth keeping. They may be poems in the technical sense, but they're far from art.
Damn.
So why would you collect them? You don't think of them as art? Miss Mouth, truthfully, I don't understand much about art or collecting. It all seems like something rich gentlemen enjoy doing. Gathering words or paintings and locking them away in a room. But these poems were all written for me, so naturally, I kept them.
Aww.
I suppose collecting personal letters could be called a hobby, if nothing else. I once knew a beautiful actress who hired out an entire office just to store all the love letters she received from her admirers. She said the letters always made her feel better in times of pain and stress.
Is she mentioning here one of the recruitable characters? I wonder.
So,
So, do you enjoy reading these letters? Perhaps reading all their flattery gives you a bit of vain pleasure.
Glancing from the letters on the wall to the talking letter in front of her, Jun Youngjie smiles knowingly.
You've got it all wrong, miss. I don't even know what these letters say. I can't read.
Right. Right. I forgot about that. Nice. So you...
As far as I know, these are just thank you letters.
Oh, God.
Of course, some letters could be praising my excellent liquor. I heard a scholar read one to me. It was all about intoxicating this, intoxicating that.
Oh, the poor guy.
I'm glad so many people enjoy my liquor. When I get to serve them, I feel as if I'm a Zhang Rei descending to bless the masses. Zhang Rei? I've never heard this word before. What does it mean? It's a long story, miss. Here, let's take a seat.
Oh, God, no. This is like asking a Gundam enthusiast about Gundam. Oh, God, no. You're gonna be here for a while. Jun Youngjie sits on the veranda, spreads out the hem of her coat, and lays the letter on her lap. Hesitating at first, she strokes the back of the paper, attempting to gently remove the sticky globs of rice.
Zhang Rei is an auspicious sign. They bring good luck wherever they appear. Some are heroes, some are deer, some are turtles, and others...
Oh, sorry, heroes, horses.
and others birds. Miss Mouth, you can also be a Zhang Rei if you bring good luck to others.
Uh-huh.
Then everyone would be clamoring to write to you and profess their love for you and even pray to you for their good fortune. For ease of communication, am I right to understand that these Zhang Rei are a type of non-human arcanists or arcane animals?
The paper unfolds. The words appear on its inner layer.
There are people here that write letters to Arcanists and pray to them for good luck, even venerating and exalting them like gods or spirits. I never imagined it would be like this in the East.
Uh-huh.
The East? Miss Mouth, are you from the West?
Yes.
Yes, I am from the West, a land far from here. I came here to investigate a new kind of art that has emerged in this land and to showcase it. Oh, I heard of this. I know a scholar who writes this kind of thing. He says it's a local chronicle. It's a book that specifically records the customs, traditions, and geography of a place. If someone reads this book, even without leaving home, they might come to learn about interesting things that are happening miles away.
The red lips on the paper twitch slightly.
Yes.
Indeed, my publication is a sort of local chronicle. You're quite right. Most of our readers are on the other side of the world, in the West. There was also a period of arcane mania there, when people exalted Arcanists and relied on their divination and guidance. But that's in the distant past, and Arcanist culture has been on a downward spiral since the witch hunts. Now they're taken on the stage once more, but much of what they do is still behind the scenes. On the other hand, they have been thoroughly interrogated into our into our scientific understanding of nature, but they've also been stripped of the mystery of the arcane, so they're no longer revered. They're neither above nor below humans, a kind of neutral state.
Damn, this is a loaded sentence. Like, I'm partially aware of some stuff that she's saying here, but having it outlaid like this, like the history of Arcanists, interesting.
Are you saying that the West has no more faith? Do you not have deities or temples? No, many still have faith, but faith is faith. In the West, humans and Arcanists often revere different gods. Does it need to be so divided?
No, my dear, it doesn't. Or rather, it shouldn't matter. But... life. The girl's face wrinkles, her nose twitching slightly. She looks like she's thinking hard.
A god is a god. As long as they give out their blessings, isn't that enough to believe in? That might be so, miss.
The paper gently pats her, wiping the grimace away. Then it rises gracefully, drifting back and forth through the courtyard as the voice murmurs to herself.
However, some sort of difference does exist. Though a human and an Arcanist might appear similar, there is indeed a gap in their underlying essence. It's like the difference between ceramics and fiberglass, or silk and cotton.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So why does this difference exist? And when did it start to exist?
Pandora Wilson looks at Jun Young-jae. She blinks her eyes in response, with round pupils like dark purple grapes.
What do you think about this question? Me? I'm asking you because I don't understand, Miss Mouth.
Miss Mouth. She holds her face in an exasperated show of innocence.
I don't really understand what you're saying. There are many words that you speak that are unfamiliar to me.
Stretching out her fingers, Jun Young-jae puts them down one by one with each new thing she says. Oops.
Is fiberglass a kind of glass?
Oh god, no, yeah. That is gonna be hard to explain to a community that is who the hell knows in what time and space in the past. Fiberglass. Good god.
I do know of silk, but is it a material that only certain officials can... But it is a material that only certain officials can wear. I haven't even seen many of these things before, let alone compare them.
All 10 fingers lay into her palms, turning them into 2 rounded fists. She flings them forward, lashing out at the night air.
Miss Mouth, you're different. You aren't me. I've never been anywhere. But you've seen all there is in the West, and now you've come to the East. Comparing differences and looking for their cause is something only you can do. That's why I'm asking you.
It's June is such a weird mix of she definitely obviously doesn't comprehend a lot of stuff. Like, she isn't the smartest smartest cookie in town, but at the same time she says some stuff that is very profound and deep, despite it being very simplistic.
Indeed.
The paper folds itself again. Her voice softened considerably.
Nice.
You make an excellent point. Great, then I suggest you leave first thing in the morning and take a look around the area. We're in the Merchant's Hub. It can get very lively around here, and even if you don't discover what you're looking for, it may still be good to go out and just have fun. What could be wrong with that? Oh, and one more thing.
Jun Young-jae stands petting her now numb knees, and walks towards Pandora Wilson with intent. Then she delicately takes the paper in her hands.
It was wrong of me to stick a guest on the wall.
Right.
It was also wrong of me to assume you were a silly love poem.
Her words are true and sincere, and her small, tense face shines in the moonlight. The corners of the letter have been pulled and are difficult to refold. The sticky rice paste and crumpled paper proved impossible to hide in the moonlight.
It was also wrong of me to pick at your paper.
Uh-huh.
Sam was humbly offered to cover your accommodation.
Wait. To pick at your paper. Okay. I feel like purely because of the reaction here of... Especially with the crow croaking in the back. That's usually like a... effect that anime uses, like in a joke kind of manner, where the crow is supposed to sound like it's it's croaking idiot. Aho! But is this the same principle here? Are they insinuating that? Because the previous sentence, I don't know. I feel like the previous sentence there was a bit lost in translation, maybe. It's a fucking crow.
Sam was humbly offered to cover your accommodation and all expenses during your stay in Pay City. Of course, if you can find the answer to your questions, please tell me. It would be wonderful to know.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's their meeting, That was very adorable.
What a generous girl. One could call her endearing simplicity cute.
Yes.
As long as that cuteness doesn't get taken out on me. Anyway, I accepted her offer of hospitality and money. It was only right.
Uh-huh. Hey! My golden elixirs bring wealth and dispel disaster. Enlighten your mind. Are you after my lucky charms or miracle remedies? Come one, come all, witness this extraordinary lucky cabbage. Oh no, the cabbage salesman. Oh god, no. A superior produce covers it only once every 3 years near the... What? Oh, right, that temple. Wen Chuixing Temple, I guess. Face and bone painting, sketches and drawings. Come and see. The peddler's calls and shouts echo back and forth, with shelves on both sides of the streets filled with colorful goods. Pedestrians dressed in a motley of colors bustle around in an endless stream. Madam, wait a moment. The peddler's face is painted with a wide, ever-bright smile. A pair of fox ears poke out from his hat, and orange and black fur grow on their side of his cheeks. Oh god.
I don't need anything.
No, but why rush off, madam? It couldn't hurt to take a look. It won't cost you a thing. The peddler pushes out a small wooden cart festooned with talismans and containers full of pills, but these are not what attracts the most attention. A wooden stick is inserted in the stall, on which a white cloth is suspended, like a waving flag. 3 large characters are scrawled in vermilion ink. Uh-huh.
Face painting?
Oh my god, please accept, please let the guy paint your face. I wanna laugh my ass off. Yes, madam, face painting. That is exactly what that is. Looking at you, I see only lips on your face. Pretty lips, of course, but you've no nose or eyes at all. And if you have no nose, you must not be able to smell sweet perfumes. And if you have no eyes, you cannot see the beauty of the world. Not to mention ears and eyebrows. Oh god. Sounds like a hard life. How could it be? How could it not be dull?
So...
So you want to draw the rest of my face for me?
Of course.
Certainly, I will use a secret skin painting method to paint you so that you will live a life of elegance and tranquility from now on. You'll be envied by even the immortals. Envied? Envy. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to speed read the text. What is there to be gained from interviewing a businessman? Or rather, what would it cost? The paper stretches into an approximation of a smile.
As it happens, I have some silver with me.
Uh-huh.
But can your painting technique be trusted?
No problem.
Of course, my art is a product of generations, a business passed down my family line. I've been painting since I was a child. Should the painting not be to your satisfaction, come and find me and I will fix it for you. Just make sure not to get it wet for seven days, Jesus. 7 days after painting. He flicks his fluffy ears, and his hat nearly floats off his head. Oh, enough about that. We'll talk about it later. First, you'll have to choose a style. Here, take a look. Which do you want? Oh god. The peddler eagerly hands over a picture album, flipping it open to reveal countless eyes in different shapes. Of different shapes. Please take a look. I have all the most current styles.
Of course.
Of course, this pair at the very top is our bestseller. Everyone loves it.
Best-selling eyes?
Pandora here is just playing character creator in an MMO right now, or an RPG. In general. A pair of dark shimmering eyes are drawn on the paper. They are indeed beautiful, but not outstanding.
Are these best-selling eyes popular for purely aesthetic reasons, or is there something else?
Naturally, take a look at the eyes. Delicately shaped, an average length on top and bottom, and black as ink. In our profession, these are called goose eyes. Another name for them is eyes of righteousness. Goose eyes not only have a pleasing shape and a good name, but also excellent symbolism. According to physiognomy? Never heard that word. According to physiognomy, if a person has goose eyes, they are modest and courteous, have a measured temperament, and will be rich and prosperous. Miss Mouth, may I say, you look fabulous. You would look fabulous with goose eyes. Turn Pandora into a duck. Quack. We already have a goose, or a duck. Now, about your nose. You, itinerant conman, not surprised to see you still swaggering about. With a loud shout, the bustling street falls silent for a few seconds. Everyone stares blankly at the newcomer. The newcomer has a black cloth with 2 holes in it tied around their head. One hole is where a person's forehead should be, and the other is on his cheekbone, and 2 angry red eyes peer out from them. What? 4 days ago, I spent a small fortune on your so-called face painting, and it all seemed fine at first. But now look at me. It's left my eyes, nose, and mouth all askew. Whenever I go out, I have to cover my face because of you. You owe me an explanation. He furiously pushes aside the letter, grabs the fox-eared peddler by his clothes, and begins to shake him. By the way, I love how everybody just vibing with a floating talking letter with lips. No one finds it strange. The cloth sinks slightly inward in the middle of his face, rising and falling with the sound of each frenzied breath, making it clear that the place where his nose should have been is now his mouth. And yeah, I know that there are a ton of Arcanists in the city, and there is pretty much just a nice happy-go-lucky life between Arcanists and humans in the city, but still, it's kind of like, come on.
That's...
Oh, sir, this is obviously because the paint got wet. That's what ruined everything. Was I not clear when we made a deal? So why are you coming to me with complaints now? In their struggle, the peddler's head flows off. His collar opens and the contents of the stall are scattered all over the ground. The peddler's tail stiffens and his ears press tightly against his cup, but he can't match the man's strength. He can only shout at the top of his lungs. Hey! You're extorting me! Help! Help! You aren't cunning your way out of this! Oh boy, I ought to teach you a lesson today, you crooked businessman! As the pair are at loggerheads, an elderly man sweeps aside a crowd and stands between the two. Oh hey, is it... Everybody's favorite grandpa is here! What has caused all of this commotion? Li Zhang arrives. Li Zhang's arrival affects an immediate hushed silence. Followed soon after by an even bigger ruckus as the peddler and the man begin to argue over one another. Quiet! Quiet! Li Zhang examines the man with the crooked mouth and eyes. State your case. Li Zhang, sir, 4 days ago I left this crooked businessman's paint my face. I only wanted to make myself look a little more presentable. Then maybe I wouldn't scare away the ladies. But then after I washed my face, my entire face went crooked. I mean, the guy told you not to wash your face for a couple of days. Even though that's not really hygienic, but still. Li Zhang then looks towards the fox-eared peddler and gestures for him to speak. Your turn. Sir, please understand. To be effective, my miraculous method of face painting requires my clients to go 7 days without washing or wetting the paint. I made this very clear during the transaction, but only 4 days have passed, and as the man himself said, he has washed his face. If it did get wet, then his face would return to normal after 7 days. As for its current crookedness, there's nothing I can do. He'll just have to cover it up. The more he says, the more aggravated he feels. The peddler purses his lips. In that case, the answer is quite simple. You, sir, must wait for 3 more days. If your face remains dissatisfactory after 3 days, then the peddler will have to find some way to restore your previous appearance. Li Zhang, sir, you have my greatest admiration, but this deceitful merchant is clearly incompetent. How can I trust his word that my features won't stay distorted? When it comes to casting spells or seeking medical treatment, timing is critical. A day or 2 is manageable, but if too much time passes, I could be stuck like this forever. I won't be able to live. The crying sound. The burly man covers his face with his hands and lets out a painful whimper. It's bad enough that people think I look like a joke, but with this face even eating becomes an unbearable hassle. A mouthful of rice winds up either in my eyes or up my nose. Once I finally get it in my mouth, it makes my head spin all over again. Fine. Sir, if you don't trust me, let's go find Miss Fu. Miss Fu's red talismans are renowned throughout the land. She will surely have a solution to our mutual problem. And as Lucky would have, we're well acquainted. She will certainly grant my request. Miss Fu? You awful fox! You're talking nonsense again! The man's askewed face suddenly flushes, his neck reddening along with it. Sir, I'm nothing if not an honest businessman. I've never swindled a soul. Pandora's just witnessing this. She's just writing, interesting. Gossip. Drama. Haven't you heard of Hu Fu's Emporium? I've done very good business with Miss Fu. We wouldn't lie to you about something like this. Who? Oh, your last name is Hu. His eyes widen and blink repeatedly, his crooked mouth opening and closing. The man stomps his feet, dropping a bag of broken silver. He cries out, "Forget it," and turns away hurriedly. Oh? The peddler, who has looked sad just a moment before, smiles. With sharp eyes and nimble fingers, he slips the money bag into his pocket. Right, with all of that finished, where was that lovely lipped customer? I can't let all this trouble keep me from making money. The excitement dies down and the crowd of onlookers eventually disperses. The peddler's ears prick up, and he looks from side to side. At last, he catches sight of the fluttering white sheet. She's already far down the road, followed by Li Zhang, who is dressed in green. She went with Li Zhang. Makes sense. He is past grandpa after all.
Oh!
You said the Hu and Fu families have been in business together for nearly 10 years in the city?
Yes. No, the story of the Hu and Fu families started a few generations ago. In the beginning, the Hu family came down from the mountains to the city. They were fox spirits and tricksters. When they saw two adjacent houses that they liked, they decided to move in. The owner of those houses was a wealthy merchant who would often be away on business during the year. After the Hu moved in, they began to torment his wife and children. It got so bad that he moved out with just what? Within just 3 months. Once the merchant returned, he tried selling the property, but anyone who tried to buy it was quickly driven away by the fox's tricks. Over time, everyone knew to avoid the houses, so all his buyers dried up. Damn.
So the foxes, no, the Hu family, just lived there? Isn't that illegal? Why didn't the city's management intervene?
Are they squatting? They're basically describing squatting right now. At the time... Li Zhang looks up at the sky, pondering for a moment. Don't laugh, madam, but at the time, the management of Bay City was very lax. Back then, the leaders only cared for themselves and ignored the concerns of the people.
These things happen everywhere, it's hardly surprising.
The paper trembles slightly, returning to the previous topic.
So, did the Fu family take up a residence there afterward?
Yes, the Fu family was poor and had only a small straw house to live in. It also happened that the snow was heavy that winter and collapsed the roof of their house. With no other family around, Mr. Fu and his wife had nowhere to go. In desperation, he decided to brave the haunted house and its fox spirits. Also, I don't know if that was just audible right now, but I am starting to get hungry. Mr. Fu was a scholar and didn't make much money. What little he earned was from helping people write letters. His wife's maiden name was Hua. She was born in Qiantang and had nothing to do with Taoism. Her family fell out of power, but a few generations ago, some of them had transformed into immortals. Huh. Unfortunately, she had few useful talents. She could paint, but not well. Her paintings were not worth much.
The Hu family were Arcanists, and having lived so long deep in the mountains means their bloodline must have been very pure. Meanwhile, it sounds like the Huo family was much more deeply entrenched in the world, so their bloodline had thinned. Was she a mixed blood Arcanist? So, when the merchant abandoned this home, it turned into a struggle between these Arcanists?
Di Zheng waves his hand, revealing a candid smile. Not quite, madam. Let me explain it to you in detail. Let's start with the Hu and Huo families. They are pretty much as you said. The Hu family were originally fox spirits from the mountains. Indeed, they had their own domain there. Their marriages were restricted to their race, but this particular branch lost its power and land in some kind of squabble, so they were forced to come here to make a living. The Huo family, on the other hand, had a background in Taoism. They had long intermarried with spirits of plants and trees, but they always lived among humans, and their marriages were more open-minded. Huh. So, as you guessed, one side was the Arcanists, and the other was the mixed. But then there was also Mr. Fu in the house, as I mentioned.
And I suspect that he was...
Yes, he is human. Mr. Fu's family was poor and had no particular talents or abilities to speak of. There were no special restrictions on who they could marry, but most were ordinary humans. He was, as countless generations of his ancestors had been, thoroughly human. As for Mr. Fu and Miss Huo, they were deeply in love. A marriage as solid as gold. One was careful and smart planner, and the other was able to cast spells. They relied on their wits to contend with the foxes as they squabbled back and forth. They had set up a trap for the foxes to conjure up a green snake that would appear behind one of them, and it worked. It scared the eldest of the Hu family. When he saw that snake, they say he jumped 3 feet into the air and fell with a splash into a nearby well.
And then?
Well, the couple had heard a commotion. They came shouting and scrambling over the fence between the two houses in order to rescue the old fox. Miss Huo, feeling guilty for endangering someone's life, took her silver hairpin and used the Maoshan art of walking through walls to tunnel through the earth and reach the bottom of the well to finish out the old fox. Unfortunately, the old fox still fell ill from all the shock and cold, and Miss Huo, trained by her use of such an unpredictable magic, fell sick as well. So the Hu and Fu all nursed them back to health together. Feeling indebted and grateful to one another, they somehow wound up becoming the closest of friends. After the two families reconciled, the wildness of the Hu family began to soften, and they learned much more about the world. After a few years, they even took it upon themselves to apologize to the merchant's family.
Damn.
The story draws to a close. The visitor from the west, thrilled from start to finish, is silent for a while before she asks another question.
And that's how their relationship continues to be to this day?
Indeed it is.
A pure-blooded human Closely connected with an Arcanist and a mixed blood, almost as close as family. Is there no conflict or estrangement between them? As you said, these who were hard to tame and had long plundered the residents, did nobody care about all of their wrongdoings?
Madam, a certain amount of conflict and injustice will always exist. They are as constant as the movement of the heavens or the falling of rain. The Zhang halts. They have reached the end of the bustling merchants' hub. Looking back, it is full of merchants and crowds of pedestrians. The commotion you just saw now happened several times a day in this market. With mortals, extraordinary men, mountain spirits, and even immortals ascending on their clouds. How could there be no friction or discord among them? It's said there is friction between the extraordinary and the mundane, and animosity between monsters and immortals. Yet immortals not war against each other. The extraordinary men not scheme against one another. But if it is true that everyone can harm one another, why can't they love each other just as easily?
True. I understand what you mean.
The writing on the paper has stopped, and the letter refolds itself.
This has truly been an unbelievable story and a rare new display of art. Thank you for sharing it with me, sir.
You're welcome. Tiu Yangjie told me you were her guest, which makes you our guest. She has welcomed you, and so do we. I hope you might spend some more time with her. She never had any friends her age.
Warning!
Message! Greetings, Li Jing. Mr. Fatal has arrived. We were waiting for you to return to discuss how to deal with the mischievous birdman we seized.
Birdman? What a coincidence. I too encountered a birdman gentleman not long ago. Li Jiang, could you arrange a meeting between us?
Apologies, madam, but Ziqi is not a place for idle chit-chat. Li Zheng nods a polite farewell, walking away with the gate guard. They disappear at the end of the road. As the letter returns to the merchant's hub, a girl in a green dress rushes past her in a hurry.
What's wrong?
Cousin, what's going on? Did you get into another argument? Did you pull their tail again? I keep saying I should run the stand, but somehow I always let you win. Whenever you get into arguments, you come home shedding fur in patches with an upset stomach. Then we'll all have to listen to you howling through the night.
Damn. Okay. That was towards the merchant. Okay, very interesting. So, story seems to be set around the same time as the main story of the event, huh? Because I don't believe they're gonna be capturing Gideon after the story ends. I think that the shit between them was cleared by then. Hi, Birdman. There is a faint trembling sound, and a white light appears in the dim space. A glimmer of silver flashes, accompanied by the jingle of bells, and a round hole suddenly appears on the wall. Who are you?
Is the art of walking through walls not marvelous?
Beneath the paper, a silver hairpin floats gently in front of Gideon. Oh. Is this how he escaped? Okay, then this definitely has to take place at the same time as the story. Okay.
Your prediction was correct, Mr. Gideon. We meet again. But why are you so surprised? aren't you able to see the future?
No.
I do not see the future. Not really. Gideon closes his eyes and the hole in the wall closes. My clan is the Miameng. We are able to do bone readings and capable of changing fates. Your inquiring mind was evident as soon as I read your features of bones, and I knew you're not one to give up on your interviews easily. I hadn't avoided you on purpose, so it was only a matter of time for us to run into one another again.
What did you mean by features of bones? Based on what you're saying, it seems to be a person's essence?
You might say that. One's bones provide support. Beneath the skin lies flesh and blood. Beneath flesh and blood lie tendons and veins. All are housed by the skeleton. Beyond these chaotic soft things, features of bones is the root of what we become. Understanding features of bones allows one to comprehend all things. The bird's wide wings folded, and the paper hovers over them.
Oh.
So, you might say you are also an admirer of beauty. I admire things through their fragrance notes, their medium, their dimensions, and form.
All the stuff you put down in the character descriptions, right? Yep.
But you eschew the rest and look straight to the structure beneath.
She examines the bird and places the silver hairpin before him.
I happen to have a question that I'd like to discuss with a wise Arcanist from the East who understands all things.
This pin is what allows you to walk through walls.
Yes.
Yes, it's a fantastic silver hairpin, roughly crafted but interestingly shaped. It is also lightweight and easy to carry, making it a rare, high-quality wand. It came from Miss Huo in the story, Miss Fu's grandmother. She, in turn, had gotten the silver hairpin from her grandmother. It is worn by women in their family, mothers, wives, and daughters. Thanks to intermarriage, it had been worn in the hair of Arcanists and humans, of pure and of mixed blood. Some of its owners could use it and wield its great power to save lives. Some couldn't, and with them it would rest peacefully, serving as only a decoration. This seems to me to be the essence of the East, a microcosm of different limitations. And the bones you see in me come from different framework, the one that defines the West. I wonder, what do you think causes these differences between us?
What you really ask is, why do two trees grow different branches? Taking the silver hairpin, the tips of the wings cross to lift it up. As the famous saying goes here, oranges grow south of the Huai River. Oranges grown south of the Huai River are true oranges, but if they are transplanted north of the river, they become acrid and bitter. The same seed sown in different places will yield different fruit. It may have something to do with the way these seeds was sown, or maybe with the rain, sun, wind, and dew. All of it is related.
What is your purpose?
So why ask such a question? Do you perhaps long to go back in time and correct these two trees as they branch off in different directions?
Fascinating question.
Fascinating question indeed. Ooh. Yeah. Gonna try and keep that in mind.
I have no such intention.
Sure.
I'm just trying to record things as they are and find the answer to my questions.
You said you were an interviewer. Do your interviews seek definitive answers?
No, of course not. Utu is meant to show ideas, thoughts, and the true essence of things. It is meant to be a showcase, a pioneering consciousness.
A pioneering consciousness, huh?
Not a textbook or a tool.
That's what I see in you, Miss Pandora Wilson. Focusing on these...
Minuity?
Minuity. Focusing on these minuity will lead you astray. Gideon takes a step forward, gently tossing the silver hairpin in his hand ahead of him. With a jingle, the tip of the hairpin strikes the walls squarely. He has long known the incantation to open the hole. Is the art of walking through walls not marvelous?
Oh!
Light appears. Miss Fu, who is waiting with a curious expression outside the walls of Xiqi, tugs on her cousin's sleeve and shakes it vigorously.
It's true!
Miss Mouse's words really worked. She said she wanted to see the Birdman, and her words got him to come out.
The walls of this place are like a prison, but if you have the skill to penetrate their walls, it is a small matter to escape. The blank white paper stands beside a hole in the wall. Its crimson lips pursed slightly.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Huh. And this is where it ends? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then it continues with the next video, which is Echoes in the Mountains. Okay. Alright then, that would be it for this video then, I guess. We completed the new ending for A Series of Dusks, which was a pretty interesting ending, all things considered. And I guess I was kind of expecting it to go that way, to be an ending where she joins Manus, because the other three are pretty much going back in some capacity to the Foundation, or dealing with her own internal demons and becoming one with them. Yeah, this was fascinating. This was a fascinating ending, and the extra Utu story here to fill in some blanks in the background. Like the Geo stuff was, I would say, it was mostly okay. Nothing. I wouldn't say there was anything new there. Just it's just a connection back to Geo's personal files where the interview with Pandora Wilson is in, so it makes a bit more sense that she recognizes her. And the Gideon stuff was a bit more interesting, I would say. Plus, hearing more stories from the world's best grandpa, I guess. But yeah, hearing his stories from the city and how Arcanists are living in town and how everybody is just cooperating in a sense with each other and still squabbling, but mostly cooperating. So it's very interesting. That stuff was very, very interesting. But yeah, again, a very interesting place to put in the mini story of how Gideon escapes prison. But also, it's also very, very interesting to keep that in mind, that Pandora was present during the whole thing that was happening during that time. So that's another little part to the whole puzzle of the story to add. But yeah, very, very nice, and was very nice to see this little extra bit of story for that whole thing. I think now we're completely done with the notes on Shuori. Okay, like I said at the beginning, I will leave a link to the both the playlist and the video for that I was using just now to watch this Utu stuff in the pinned comment down below and in the description of the video. So do me a favor, everybody. Do give a view and a like on the video, because chronicling that stuff is it's very hard. Trust me, I know it. Mostly from the Arcnet stuff, I know it. It's a lot of work, even if you're just doing non-voice content. It's a lot of work even then. But yeah, that was fascinating. And next time we're gonna jump into the currently running rerun for Farewell Rayashki, which also, when it runs out in the current event page, will go into recollections. So we're gonna begin it right while it's running in the while it's running during the event, and then we're gonna continue when it gets added into the recollection, because I'm probably not gonna be able to complete it in the time it's gonna be part of the event banner. Actually, let me see how. Yeah, I have 8 days. Interesting whistling. Oh, actually, wait, no, 11 days. Yeah, probably in those 11 days I'll be able to do like 2 parts on this thing before the timer is gonna run out, and then we're gonna wait a couple of days until it gets added in the recollection. But yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be probably a very interesting story. And apparently this also connects to something more recent as well from the story, so I'm looking forward to it even more because of it. Means I can probably, at some point, without any kind of thoughts of I'm missing out or not, dive into that story. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Good God, this whistling. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. It would help out a lot. Leave a comment, helps out in the algorithm as well, of course. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. More to come. This playlist will keep on growing. Jeez. What's gonna be the 69? We are approaching it. Actually, wait. Which one is this? This is 68, right? Oh. Well, if I'm not misremembering, this is gonna be 68, right? Wait, is this 68? Yeah, it is. Okay, Rayashki is gonna be 69. Nice. But yeah, anyway, consider subscribing, and yeah, if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open. No video will be behind a membership, it's purely there for support. Thank you to all the members already doing so, much appreciated. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. The music is picking up right now, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.